Hello, I am Pera, a Finnish racing driver and race circuit operator for more than 30 years. As you may know, racing is a family business. We started at the end of the 1990s to operate the busiest karting circuit in southern Finland. All my children raced successfully. But time flies. After 9 busy karting years, it was time to move on. We began to operate the legendary Ahvenisto race circuit. The city of Hämeenlinna had been looking for a few years for an operator in the area who could handle the demanding task. We were selected from a large number of applicants. The track was in a pretty wilted condition. The tire stacks intended to protect against crashes had been thrown here and there, and the tires had not been tied together in any way. Some of the railings and their pilings had not been repaired. Nevertheless, the most important Finnish circuit racing championships were held on the track. The whole family was fully involved, including the dog at the time. The rental karting cars were replaced by rental BMW cars from a partner. The youngsters were able to practice day after day, in between work. The facilities on site made it easier to maintain the racing equipment. The area was lively by nature, and every weekend there was an event or race. There were also plenty of customers for the weekdays. Mika Sello helped get our family a place to work and train together. Thanks, Mika, for all your help. Sometimes we wondered what we were doing. The working days were up to 14 to 16 hours, but the Ahvenisto motorway was super cool and unique compared to any other track. It was worth taking care of and developing. The area was used for racing by the Historic Series and the Finnish Championship Series, not forgetting the formulas. Brand clubs and major event organizers were regular visitors to the area. The area was also busy with motorcycle events. Pretty soon we started a determined development of the track. We copied our operating model from Central Europe's traditional car racing arenas. Noise, environmental permits, recording of use, safety, and liability issues were things we copied from them. We renewed all the wheel wells. We received more than 100,000 kilos of new tires from the Nokian tire factory, and in addition, all the transport straps for tying and protecting the ramparts. Thanks to the Nokia tire factory for the important help. Likewise, thanks to the company Kusakaski for helping with the transportation and recycling of the material. All old tires were recycled. No part of the circuit was overlooked. Where possible, safety areas were actively developed. Improving the safety of marshals was also on the to-do list. The general appearance of the area was improved by sandblasting kilometer by kilometer steel railings. Thousands of liters of paint were used for painting, e.g., tire embankments, track edges, and curbs. Many thanks to Techno's paint factory for years of active cooperation and support for the region. We had to deal with objectors daily, including noise levels which we monitored by the environmental permit conditions. Despite everything, we pushed ahead with the development of the area with a positive attitude. Several hundreds of thousands of kilos of FIA-dimensioned concrete stones were added to the area. Managing the 30-hectare site was a never-ending task. Just mowing the vegetation and lawn was an endless job in the summer. Once you had completed one task, you had to move on to the next. This cycle continued year after year. Fortunately, the motivation to look after the area was strong. Over the years, we gathered a team of reliable operators to support us, such as Kuras Ltd., who looked after the railings, sometimes with very little notice. Thanks a lot, guys. The family contributed to the work. We also employed a considerable number of other people over the years, some permanently during the summer and others for events. We also provided a place for those who did community service to perform during all our years of activity. One of our important and rewarding tasks was to organize annually a food supply for 40,000 to 60,000 people in the region. Our customers appreciated Watkins processed meats and other delicious products, which we distributed several tens of thousands of kilos. Professionals redecorated the cafe to match the spirit of the track. Many thanks to our loyal and knowledgeable staff. You were the best. We also repeatedly received full marks from the food authorities for our performance. Managing the 30-hectare site was a never-ending task. Just mowing the vegetation and lawn was an endless job. Motorcycle clubs and brand clubs visited the area in significant numbers over the years. There was also a karting track on the site, which was located in the depot. The track was designed by architect Patri Ilmarinen. Thanks for that design work too, Patri. The Tavastia Training Center helped to measure the track to the depot, and Tyalinja painted the track with Techno's paint on the asphalt. The karting track served for rental car use, youth training, and competition activities. Many joys with the karting track were experienced. Thanks to all involved. To celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Ahvenisto, I published and edited a book on the track's history. The book, compiled by journalist Esa Ilinen, is the only work published about the Ahvenisto race circuit during its existence. After all the years of effort, the Ahvenisto was ready for demonstration. As a result of our hard work, the track received FIA Grade 4 approval as the first track in Finland. But now let's fly a lap over the Ahvenisto racetrack. Pretty cool, isn't it? The FIA Grade 4 license was not a one-off license. It required a lot of effort with many things. It was a pity that a few years later, because of the misplaced lighting poles that were invested in winter sports, the FIA Grade 4 accreditation had to be withdrawn. The Ahvenisto racing circuit was constantly hosting major motor racing events, other large public events, and corporate events. Most events and organizations used the facilities of the area year after year. We were constantly looking for new uses and activities for the area. I also managed to do a few outings with my own car. Ilkka Ruopa of US Parts and Auto Racing Ltd was a supporter of the Ahvenisto from the very beginning of our years of operation. Many thanks for everything, Ilkka. Your support was really important. The mascot of the Ahvenisto motorway. At the request of local clubs, we started to organize a weekly meeting, run by our track company. At the beginning the activities were modest, but the event grew to become one of the largest in Finland. It is a very important gathering today. There were unbelievably beautiful vehicles on display in the area week after week, and people came from far and wide. Many thanks to our staff for wonderful evenings. Drifting has been competed and practiced at Ahvenisto for many years. Ahvenisto swamp drifting has been organized for several years now, and in several years the Finnish championship has been contested in the area for points. Drifting sport is spectacular. All things come to an end. For me, 2019 was the year I decided to get rid of this job and head towards retirement. The Ahvenisto motorway gave us what we originally set out to do. It enabled my offspring to develop their passion for racing. By working at the heart of the sport, we were able to push our ambitions successfully further and further. Daughter Jenny Krohn competed in Formula Ford and topped the Legends class. But her studies won out, and she ended up as an engineer at a car factory in England designing sports cars. She also worked for the English Formula team. Since then, she has continued her studies in environmental engineering. My eldest son, Jesse Krohn, has progressed in his motorsport career to become a professional. Since the age of 15, he has raced around the world in various Formula series. For the last 10 years, he has been working for the BMW factory, driving GT cars around the world. He has numerous championship medals of various colors, from Finland and around the world. Under his belt are the IMSA Series, Asian Series, German Series, European Championship Series, Daytona 24 Hours class wins, and Le Mans races. The number of starts, wins, pole positions, and fastest laps is unimaginable. And it goes on and on. Now it's time for the BMW hypercar and new challenges with it. My middle son, Pertti Kurki-Suonio, has also achieved 10 Finnish championship medals of different colors, both in the karting variable class and on Formula tracks. Pertti has also achieved good results internationally, including a variable KZ1 class bronze medal in the professional karting series. Nowadays, he works as a race engineer in the Formula World, on tracks around the world. My youngest son Pertti Kurki-Suonio has been riding the Ahvenisto Speedway on a motorcycle for several years. After turning 14, he got excited about driving a car. In his case, the motor track is no longer needed for his hobby, even though a racing car has appeared in the garage. The new operators of the motor track have promised to sponsor Pertti's driving at the Ahvenisto race circuit, just as we sponsored their drives for several years. And so, the operation of the area supported my family and many employees for years. A total of 1,658 event organizers between 2005 and 2023. More than 800,000 visitors visited the area in the period. 178 competitions, most of them two-day events, took place, 98 of which were Finnish championships or Northern European championships. We organized 189 competition training days. 645 car brand clubs visited the area. 890 motorcycle club and training events. 85 road cycling competitions. Let this video remain as a memory of the wonderful years of operation and the amount of investments we made. Hopefully, those who continue the operation will do even more for the area of this legendary racetrack. We hope that they understand to preserve and respect the track as it was designed in 1967 and restored by 2023. The Ahvenisto motor track is one of the only original ones in the world. The lap times are still comparable to the lap times driven by Jim Clark, Niki Lauda or James Hunt in the 60s. I hope they also know how to take good care of the historical material entrusted to them.